in ABD land trying to figure out how you're going to finish your dissertation and secure that faculty position? If so, this message is for you. My name is Dr. Ramon Goings, and I'm founder of Done Dissertation, and I want to invite you to our exclusive event called Design Your Done Dissertation. The purpose of this 5-hour virtual event is to help you design a dissertation plan that helps you finish your dissertation in months instead of years. So if you're not sure where to start, how are you going to figure out getting your dissertation done and to secure that faculty position, your consulting job, all those things that happen post-defense, you definitely don't want to miss this exclusive event happening on April the 10th. And here's what's happening at the event as well. Not only are you going to leave with a plan in place, but you're also going to get some hot seat coaching from myself. And then you're also going to learn from our current and former alumni clients about how they got through the dissertation process. So that not only are you looking at how to build your plan, but you're going to look at and envision what life looks like when your dissertation done. So here's what I want you to do. Click the link below or go to www.designyourdissertation.com to learn more about the event and grab your ticket. Your ticket is $49. Grab your ticket now before tickets are gone. Look forward to seeing you on April the 10th. Good evening, people. Welcome to another episode of Done Dissertation Office Hours. I'm your host, Dr. Ramon Goings, founder of Done Dissertation, where we demystify the dissertation process so that you, the doctoral student, can write and defend your dissertation in 1 year or less. So in today's conversation, I want to talk about the 3 ways a completion plan accelerates the dissertation process. So what you all can do before we get started, if you can for me, share this out with 1 or 2 people that you might provide that know they can get value out of this, or share it on your timeline. It would be very helpful for the algorithm to get more people tuning in. I know you all could be doing a lot of things this evening. I believe the national championship is tonight at some point. So I know there's a lot going on. So I really appreciate you all who have tuned in and have been supporting. So I want to go ahead and get my Instagram up and going as well, so folks know that we are in process. All right, here we go. So again, thank you all so much. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Ramon Goings. I'm a college professor and founder of Done Dissertation. I created Done Dissertation as a way to support doctoral students to get through this process. I just hate to see doctoral students spending so much time, so much money, and so much time away from family and friends and not getting to the things they want to do using their research. So I wanted to make sure that you all get the insights and information to get out of your doctoral process. And so in today's conversation, I want to talk about 3 ways a completion plan accelerates the dissertation process. And so here is what I have learned by doing this work. Everybody says they have a plan, and then when something happens during the dissertation process, because things will happen, it's a matter of when, all of a sudden that plan does not get executed. And oftentimes I find it's just because the plan wasn't all the way thought out from the start. And so I want to give you all 3 strategies and things to think about when you're creating your plan. It also invites you, because this episode is sponsored by Design Your Done Dissertation, which is our 5-hour workshop happening this Sunday, April the 10th, where we're going to take you step by step through the dissertation process on how to really build a completion plan that not only gets you done, but then prepares you for life after the dissertation. Because I think a lot of folks are thinking about what's going to happen right now during my coursework and during writing the dissertation. But at some point, this document will be done and you'll be on your way to the next thing in life. But I want to make sure you put your plan in place now so that you can prepare for life after the dissertation. So this event will be great. We'll walk you through our strategies that we use with our own clients to help them navigate the dissertation process. You also have opportunity to experience hot seat coaching from myself. And then you'll also be able to hear from current and former clients of ours about how they've used the tools that we teach them and how they've gotten through the dissertation process. So you'll get insights as a doctoral student, not only for myself, but you'll be able to hear from folks who have been using the strategies on how it worked for them and looking at what does the future look like for you. So I'm looking forward to having this conversation. But it all starts with having a plan. I know for a lot of doc students, you think that the most important part of the process is the writing. But honestly, there's more thought that goes into it than the actual writing. And I think a lot of times in doc programs, as professors, we don't always teach you that part of this process, that it's actually more mental than it is the actual physical part of the writing. And so, but it all starts with having this plan, because we can go about this and be the greatest writer, but if we do some things wrong and don't have our plan in place, we can have a lot of setbacks. And so I want to talk about 3 ways a completion plan accelerates your dissertation process. So the first way that a completion plan will accelerate your process is that the plan is not necessarily to prepare for everything to go right. Your plan is actually in place to prepare for when things go wrong. And I find that if you prepare for them early on, that when things don't happen to go according to schedule, you're able to easily bounce back and figure out what the next step of action is, because you thought about it. You wonder what would happen if this happens. And I think it's important that we need to plan for that. And just to give an example, one of my clients, we had our coaching call this yesterday, last night, and one of my clients had talked about this experience that they had where they submitted their document for review, and they had a committee member who was really aggressive and really had a lot of while valuable feedback, but a lot of it. And for a lot of students, and we talked about this during the call, for a lot of folks, and maybe their experience in the past, they may have decided, well, you know what, I'm not going to continue. But this student now, because they had a different mindset, but they also had a plan in place, they knew, like, all right, I have a strategy that we teach at Done Dissertation on how to respond to feedback. And they know I just got to attack this piece by piece by piece, because that's a part of my plan. And I know that if I do this little by little, I will carve at the dissertation and I will be done with the revisions. I'll be able to submit this back. Again, the dissertation process is all about perseverance. It's honestly not about how smart you are. Smarts do help, but I find that those who are willing to persevere through any obstacle are the ones that finish, and oftentimes the one that finish faster than those who have the smarts in this to start with. And so this is something I really want you to think about, is that you have to have a strategy when the dissertation process doesn't go according to the plan, and you got to be able to regroup, because it's a matter of time. It's not if, it's just a matter of when this happens, that you're not going to be able to, experience the success that you want. So this is first things first, get your plan in order, because you want to first prepare for when the process doesn't go according to how it's supposed to. And then the second piece, right? The second way that a completion plan will accelerate your dissertation process is that when you have a plan, you're able to talk to your chair with a little more authority. And what ends up happening is that you're actually showing them exactly what you need them to do for you, versus you waiting for them to tell you what you need to do. And this is a different mindset shift and a different way to work with your chair. If you're waiting for your chair to tell you every step and everything to do, you're going to be sadly underwhelmed. Let's put it like that. You're gonna be underwhelmed with the structure you might get, because not every chair has the time to tell you each individual step. There's some parts of this process you just have to kind of figure out on your own, or work with someone like us who helps you kind of demystify the whole process so you know exactly how to proceed. But it starts with having a plan in place that allows you to come to your chair and say, you know what, chair, I got chapter 1 written. This is my outline for chapter 2. Take a look at this. Am I on the right boat with this? And they might say yes. All right, perfect. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write one section of my lit review. Then I'm going to bring it back to you in 2 weeks for you to take a quick look at. It'll be a couple of pages. And from there, you can tell me if I'm in the right direction. Then I'll knock out the rest of the lit review. Now, this was because you had a plan. You were able to articulate this to your chair. Coming at them like this makes the process so much more manageable. And what happens is, as a chair, they're like, all right, you're ready to finally get out. This student's ready to get out of the process. So let me do all the things I can to help them accelerate. And this is something, again, that sometimes a chair won't tell you. It's just part of like the hidden curriculum of the doctoral process. And so in the dissertation journey. And so I want you to know that, when you have a plan in place, it makes it so much easier to kind of come to your chair and your committee with a structure about how you want this to go, and then get their feedback. So that's you taking ownership of the process, versus them saying, you know what, go ahead and write chapter 1 and then bring it back, write chapter 2, but only write a couple pages so I can check it. Like, that's too much. You want to take ownership and control as much as you can, because there's a give and take to this, of the dissertation process. So that is important. So that's number 2. You got to have a plan, because you want to be able to not even dictate, but have a working relationship with your chair. And once you do this, you implement the strategy because you had a plan, your chair will push you forward in the process. Again, it's an unspoken rule and unspoken between a chair and doctoral student, but I've seen this happen over and over and over again. When doctoral students take ownership of the process, it becomes so much more manageable. And then you stop being worried about what your chair says when they give you feedback, because you're not even worried, because you have a plan in place. Because once you have the plan, when your chair is giving you feedback on chapter 1, you've already worked on chapter 2. Or if you're waiting for 1 and 2, you're working on 3. And if you're waiting on feedback from chapter 3, you're working on your proposal defense. The same thing if you finish chapter 4, your data chapter, you're not waiting for them to give you feedback. You're working on chapter 5. You're preparing your slides. You're working always ahead of the game so that you can get out of this process. And then lastly, right? So first, you got to have a plan in place, because you need a strategy when things don't go according to how they're supposed to go. Secondly, you need a plan in place so that you can be more authoritative with the process and take ownership of it. But third, and I think is actually very important, and one piece that we forget about, is that you have to have a plan in place for life after the dissertation. Like if your plan doesn't include what's next for you after, it's going to be hard for you, because this is what I know, especially for my clients who want to become faculty members, and that's what we specialize in our Velocity Group coaching program. What I know is that you need to be planning for the faculty position a year in advance. So right now, for the most part, so there might be positions that pop open closer to the when the beginning of the academic year, but a lot of times the positions that are open for, let's say right now it's March or April of 2022, when positions are open for fall, let's say August, September 2022, those positions opened up sometime in like September, October of 2021. So not having planned for what life looks like after the dissertation can put you back a number of steps. So where it might look like where you might spend an extra year on the job market because you didn't plan and start actually applying last year. And also for my folks who want to be consultants, this is also important, because if you're trying to develop a consultancy based on your research and based on your expertise, you want to start planning for, starting to get leads for your consultancy. You want to start putting yourself out there in whatever venue where your ideal client is. This is so important to do, and it's impactful when you do it before the dissertation is over, because what ends up happening is that the doctorate is just like the icing on top. It gives you some legitimacy, but then also because you're a well-known name, because people just see you being consistent, whether it's online or offline, they want to work with you. And I only know this because this is how I built Done Dissertation over time. If you all haven't noticed that I've been going live for you all 7 months straight. This is the 7th month straight every week. And what happens is you become to get a like and know factor. And I think this is important for a lot of you all who are looking into developing your own, businesses, consultancies. Like, folks have to know who you are, the work that you do, and that you're going to be consistent. Because if you show up consistently in your marketing, whatever it is, then you'll show up consistently for them as a client. And so, but this starts with, again, planning out your dissertation, because you can start planning for life after. So, hey, I want to be a consultant, so I'm going to do some things as I'm finishing my dissertation to put me in that lane. Again, this is so important to get through the dissertation process. And I know it seems like, wow, why would I plan for life after when I got all this work to do with the dissertation? And trust me, like, especially if you work with us, we're trying to speed your process up. And so if you get through the dissertation process a year earlier than what you thought, you're going to have to be planning ASAP, because, these positions and things that you want are going to be open a lot earlier than you thought. And I want you all to really be considering this, because if you're not planning for this now, it's going to be hard when you've gotten your doctorate and now you're trying to figure out, all right, where do I go? What's the landscape? What am I doing? Now is the time. And I tell my folks in the Velocity Group coaching program, like, right now we have a challenge going on this for the next 2 weeks. We did a professional development last week on writing op-eds. And so the challenge for my clients is they have to write their op-ed in 2 weeks and submit it for feedback from my coaches. And then what we will do is help them get the op-ed published. So we're going to give them feedback so that they get their work out there. And this is one key component, but it started with them having a plan, because they've already planned out their dissertation. Now they know that they can incorporate writing for publication and all those things into their plan. So you all got to start thinking about not just the writing portion of your dissertation, but all these other things that happen, especially for my folks who want to go in the faculty job market. Like, if you don't have your CV together, you don't have your cover letter, all those documents, if you don't have them together, you are behind the curve, because when a position comes open tomorrow, you want to be high up on the application list, because there might be 200 people that apply for the same position. So you at least want to be higher up so that you get an opportunity to get your resume, your CV, your cover letter, and all your documents read. And so I think this is so important. And this is what we're going to go into more in depth during our event called Design Your Done Dissertation. During this 5-hour event, this coming up Sunday, April the 10th, we are going to take you step by step through the dissertation plan. We're going to help you figure out, how do you get your chapters done? How do you plan for the publications? How do you plan for life after the dissertation, right? So not only that, we're going to talk about mindset, because before we get to planning, if you don't have the right mindset, it's very hard to finish the dissertation. So we're going to first get your mindset right. Then we're going to talk about each step of the plan and help you build out your plan. And then from there, you are going to have an opportunity to have a hot seat coaching with myself and my coaches. And actually, for me, I'm going to sit with you. If you apply to do this with us, I'm going to sit with you and we're going to talk about your dissertation process, where you are, and how you want to get to the next level, so that you get an opportunity to do a Q&A and get some live feedback on how you're building out your plan. Because it's hard to not only create the plan, but then to implement it, and we want to make sure that you have that support. And then lastly, you're going to hear from our current and former clients in our Velocity Group coaching program about how they have gone about implementing their completion plan and how they have handled challenges in the process and how our program helped them speed things up and to learn about what they're doing with their research. And so I want to invite you to this event. So if you're interested, make sure you grab your ticket at www.designyourdissertation.com. Again, it's www.designyourdissertation.com to grab your ticket to Design Your Done Dissertation. And with that, I want to open up. If there are any questions or comments, please let me know. Today, I wanted to be fairly quick with you all. I just wanted to jump on and just chat with you all 3 ways the completion plan accelerates the dissertation process. Just to recap, you need a strategy for when the dissertation doesn't go according to plan. You got to make sure that you need a plan in place to accelerate the process, because now you can come to your chair and really be more assertive with and take ownership of your dissertation. And then third, you need to have a plan for the dissertation, because you want to plan for life after the process. And so a completion plan helps you do that. So if you're only thinking about what you're going to do with your dissertation, you are putting yourself one step behind. And so with that, at our event, Design Your Done Dissertation, we are going to help you step by step figure out how to accelerate your dissertation journey, because I've seen a lot of folks spend a lot of time and a lot of money to be stuck in the program. And thanks, Kara, for the comment in LinkedIn. So for all you all in LinkedIn, again, during the event, we're going to develop your done dissertation mindset, create your completion plan. Of course, you're going to get live coaching. And then we're also going to, again, hear from current and former clients about how you can get your dissertation done. It is important for you all to finish, because most importantly, right, you all have impactful research to do. Like, you all are changing lives and really impacting the world in your different research. And I got to shout out one of my clients, future Dr. Vanessa. Like, she's an engineering a PhD student. Her study is about low income residents and their use of they created an app where these folks can and create an incentive for them to become more energy efficient in their homes. Like research like that, I'm just like captivated, because like this work is going to impact the lives, not only the people that participate in the study, but then the lives of people all over the country. And you all have the opportunity to do that from your research, but we got to get you out so that you can become the spokesperson for the work that you do. And again, I want to see you all succeed. I want to see everybody win. And getting your dissertation done is the key to that. But it makes no sense to be stuck in a program and not get any help. And I heard, I had a student recently DM me interested in the program, but what they talked about was they had an issue with that they had a fee associated with it. They literally told me that there should be no fee, your services should be free. And I'm like, look, you've been in a doctoral program, your university has been charging you tuition, you have no progress to show for it. If you invest in yourself with us, we're going to push you along and get you through this process fairly quickly if you put in the work. So it's an investment in yourself. And so these are some of the things you got to think about, but it all starts with the plan. Without the plan as the foundation, none of the implementing the strategies, none of those things matter. So I want you all to start really thinking about that. And I want to see you all at this event, Design Your Done Dissertation. To learn more, go to www.designyourdissertation.com. And then what I want you to do is, once you grab your ticket, send it to 3 or 4 of your friends, bring them too, bring your whole cohort from your doctoral program so you all can get insight, because I know a lot of folks are in these cohort models and are struggling to get out of the program. And you might be 1 or 2 you all that finished, and then the rest of the folks are just in the program floundering. And so I want to make sure that you all get the momentum you need to get your dissertation done. So I want you all to join me on Sunday at Design Your Done Dissertation. And what I'm going to do is leave it open for a couple of questions if there's anybody that has any questions or comments. But I'm looking forward to this, y'all. 5 hours, and the ticket costs $49. It is thousands of dollars worth of value for $49. Like, it is a no-brainer. Definitely join us. You definitely want to be there. You don't want to miss out, because you're going to see folks talking about it in the stories, talking about it online, and then you're not going to be there. So make sure that you grab your ticket. If you grabbed your ticket while watching this, shoot me a message. I'll make sure I give you a shout out, because I'm always about folks who take action. So I'm looking for action takers. The way you get through the dissertation process is by taking action. So if this is what you want to do, I want to make sure and help you get your dissertation done. So make sure you go to www.designyourdissertation.com. And I don't see any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and log off for the evening. probably check out this NCAA tournament, even though I'm not really here for any other teams that are in the finals. But as a former college athlete, a basketball player, I just love to watch. So I'm definitely going to check that out. And wouldn't you like this time next year to be watching NCAA championship as a doctor? So right now's the time to put that plan in place so that next year you're watching the Final Four and you don't have to worry about the dissertation looming over your head. So make sure that you join us at Design Your Done Dissertation event. And you can visit our website at www.designyourdissertation.com to learn more and grab your ticket. And I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. I'll talk to you all soon. Hey, are you a doctoral student in ABD land trying to figure out how you're going to finish your dissertation and secure that faculty position? If so, this message is for you. My name is Dr. Ramon Goings, and I'm founder of Done Dissertation, and I want to invite you to our exclusive event called Design Your Done Dissertation. The purpose of this 5-hour virtual event is to help you design a dissertation plan that helps you finish your dissertation in months instead of years. So if you're not sure where to start, how are you going to figure out getting your dissertation done and to secure that faculty position, your consulting job, all those things that happen post-defense, you definitely don't want to miss this exclusive event happening on April the 10th. And here's what's happening at the event as well. Not only are you going to leave with a plan in place, but you're also going to get some hot seat coaching from myself. And then you're also going to learn from our current and former alumni clients about how they got through the dissertation process. So that not only are you looking at how to build your plan, but you're going to look at and envision what life looks like when your dissertation done. So here's what I want you to do. Click the link below or go to www.designyourdissertation.com to learn more about the event and grab your ticket. Your ticket is $49. Grab your ticket now before tickets are gone. Look forward to seeing you on April the 10th.
Hey, it's Dr. Ramon Goings, founder of the Done Dissertation, where we demystify the dissertation process so that doctoral students can finish their dissertations in 1 year or less. I'm here at the 2021 American Association for Adult and Continuing Education annual convention and at the graduate student networking event, where I'm going to talk to graduate students about how I wrote my dissertation in 7 months and the systems and strategies that they need to use in order to do the same.
I think so many times you hear from other doctoral students and PhD graduates, you always hear how hard it is, and you always hear the grueling process, but he really helped to have a perspective that it's possible, that if you plan accordingly and if you really put in the work, that it can be a positive experience.
I am so happy about the information I learned today. I've been struggling with my topic, but one thing that I learned from Dr. Goings is that I need to learn more about the topic that I am researching. Instead of me just sitting there trying to figure out what it is I'm going to research, I need to learn more about the topic, see who has written about the topic, and then learn how to extend that information.